We're going to start a fun little segment called Mail Time, an original segment that I thought of, but much better than What's the Word. Yeah. Not a big fan of that one. Yeah, it felt like a dictionary contest. I'm not a big fan of that, but this is fun. We get people writing in, we got people asking us questions, and Scott, you forwarded me a bunch of emails, and here's one right off the top, the first question on everybody's mind. Scott, is Yoshisaur's second place solidify her as a future threat to the podium?
No, I don't think so, Mike. I think she will be coming back down to earth. This is, we've talked a lot about Cinderella, but I think this has been Cinderella, and I think clock will strike midnight, and she will turn back into a pumpkin. So yeah, and I think she'll come back down to earth real quick and probably explode when she hits it, and I wouldn't be surprised if she finished last, Mike.
Wow. I mean, I really have to disagree on this one, because if we've seen one thing throughout this season, it's that Yoshisaur is always in the mix race to race. She's not necessarily winning events. She had a great one with that second place, as we're talking about, but throughout the year, it's been constantly seeing her on the podium in big events, and I think the fact that she's in fourth place in a competitive league, she's a great racer. And I mean, it's just pretty incredible to see where she's come from. She was bottom of the pack. She was a nobody racer a few years ago. And now she's really threatening that. She's threatening for that podium spot, I think, next season.
I mean, I think once a nobody, always a nobody is what I always say. So I disagree.
Scott, I mean, look on us. Does that apply to us?
I think
once a nobody, always a nobody. I think you of all people, I mean, you've come from many basement suite apartments.
I don't think that makes you nobody. I think it makes you smart.
I hear that you're living on the top floor now, or is that a rumor that I'm hearing?
Well, just the main floor, so not the basement. But
yeah, and I mean, that's moving up, and you're the co-host of, I mean, you got your name on the billing and all that kind of stuff. You used to not even get mentioned. I've always
been a somebody both. So I don't know if I like this.
I'm giving you a compliment. Like you turned into a real.
I'm just
okay. I mean, you don't need to be too hostile about it, but
let's do the next one.
I mean, okay. I was giving you a bit of a compliment, but before the race last week, we had some exciting changes, but this listener wants to know, what racers are the biggest losers from the Champions League format shift?
Biggest losers. It's nice to have a topic with biggest losers, and it's not us.
Yeah, that's sweet.
But I'm going to go ahead and say kind of those fringe, I'd group them all together, kind of Carly, T-Money,
T-Money's not fringe. She's right on the 5th spot.
Yeah, but she's gonna be friend. It wouldn't surprise me if she kind of fell out and missed that. I think I think Carly's shown a lot of improvements, but right now she's on the outside looking in. So I think, I think she was probably someone who was hurt a lot by the change, and we both would love to see Player in the Champions League.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Yeah, so I think that's a little disheartening that he might not make it. I think it's a little sad that we wouldn't be able to see that, but yeah.
Well, he's got that race at the end of the year to get in the top 2. He can make it in. So I agree. It'll be sad not to see Player in there, but he might be filming some exciting stuff by then.
Yeah, maybe there's kind of like a Harry Potter rule. Like, remember in the Goblet of Fire when there was supposed to be one champion from each school, but then Harry got selected too. So maybe some magic happens and all of a sudden Player's in and Player, wins it and Frederick Diggory dies.
Yeah, I mean, you're a huge Harry Potter head. That's an interesting little allegory, and it's nicer than your conspiracy stuff. You really go on Facebook and you share a lot of Harry Potter memes with me. I don't understand any of them. Lots of stuff that says, you're a blank, Mike. Like fill in the blank.
Yeah,
you're a
Gryffindor, Slytherin.
Yeah, but it's sort of like joking. You're and then I think you had one. It's got Harry Potter. He's got his eyes crossed, and the lightning bolt on his head is just sideways, and he's drinking a butterbeer, and it says, "You're an alcoholic, Mike." You sent me that at 1 a.m. with the emoji of the sticking the tongue out the side, licking the lips, yum, and then a laughing so hard that you're crying and rolling around emoji. And I didn't appreciate it, but you sent me a lot of that Harry Potter crap. I don't care, and I'm not going to take the test to tell you what kind of house I'm from. What's that?
What kind of, the test was take this test to figure out what kind of broom you are.
I don't need to know what kind of broom I am.
Well, I'm a thunderbolt, the fastest. Had to take it a few times, but we got there.
Yeah, I mean that's interesting, but we can talk about that after work. But we're gonna move on to we got a couple more questions left, and this is an interesting one. I mean, it's been a story that hasn't been at the forefront, but you know the complete radio silence on Dolph. I know we had some fans asking about this, and MK1 on their official channels released some audio recently, I guess, and you know we'll show that briefly for those of you who haven't heard.
Just I'm out here, having.
You say you're at the farm.
Yeah.
You're having a great time, and you love
I'm
the
just
fish there,
having a
and
great
that's
time at the farm, and it's really cool for me to be here, and
when you show up the 3 stars on the biggest stage,
And,
you go in the box.
having such a good time. The MK1 is putting out all the steps for Dolph. It's very fun for me to be, and yes, I'm having a very, very good time, and nothing is wrong, and I'm looking forward
This
to
is all you get.
doing other
Now
things.
get back in the box.
Oh, okay. It's my first time listening to that. That's it's a little weird.
He said MK1's pulling out all the stops, and Dolph's having a really good time.
Yeah, I mean, who is that talking in the background?
I don't hear anything. I just hear Dolph.
Yeah, I mean, and they say so happy to see that Dolph is okay, and this is really echoing a lot of sentiment that we're seeing from the other racers in the sport. Player and Special Tay weighing in, saying that they're so happy. You can read the tweets.
Yeah, the country air, does everyone a little good, I think. So Dolph's having a great time.
Yeah, it's a little concerning to hear that. This feels a little bit like Saw, and I mean, the box. I don't know exactly what the purpose of a box is, but
Kind of like a farming thing, I think. Like,
why is he in a farming thing?
he's at the farm. Maybe it's kind of like a fenced-in area where he kind of runs with like the horses.
But I have a lot of questions about this. This is something I have a hard time answering. I'm kind of shell-shocked from listening to the audio, especially MK1 releasing that on their official account as proof that Dolph is okay. It's definitely a lot to listen to. It's a little concerning.
I think it's something that's we can feel good about.
Yeah, and I mean, do you expect to see him on the track anytime soon?
No, I definitely don't. I think he's at the farm. I
mean, people live places.
Well, no, I think he said he had a great time. He's moved on. He lived his dream.
I hope that we see Dolph sometime, but I guess we'll deal with this another time. I have no answers for this because right now I'm not sure if Dolph is going to be alive, but it's good that he's alive, but I don't know for how long. But we'll move on to the final email that you sent me. And it says, it's addressed to you. It says, Mr. Walker. It says, okay, it's Adult Friend Finder has shut down your account due to reports of spam from multiple users. For example, one user reported getting over 500 messages from your account in the course of an hour.
That's a weird question to ask. Normally I think it's kind of like this is, we want racing questions. I don't know why someone got a little confused, I think. They're just writing gibberish.
Yeah, I don't think you meant to send me this one, to be honest.
I think some people don't know how this game works. They're sending these joke emails. Like, stick to the track, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, That's quite a lot of messages to send in an hour.
Yeah. So I don't know what this person's talking about. Like, make it realistic.
All right. Well, I would say that was a lot better than what's the word. What's the word for this one? Great, I would say.
Yeah, except for the joke messages we got. But I think other than that,
yeah,
we're gonna have to.
It's from the official Adult Friend Finder email account. You just forwarded to me.
Yeah, I think some people don't know how the game works. I think is we're gonna have to put out rules next time.
Okay.
Or maybe back to what's the word next time. We could go do that. Maybe.
I don't know. I felt like that one went pretty well, but we can mix it up. Maybe what's the word? I just need to prepare a little bit more for next time.